Aboru, aboye, aboye, aboshishe, ebore, eboye, eboye, eboisheshe. So let's speak on, since we've been speaking so much about matrix, let's speak about what we're gonna call in this video Patrix or Patricks, or Patrick. People have these names like Patrick for male, Patricia for female. It's amazing that when you have Patrick for male and Patricia for female, then you have matrix or matrix for female, then you don't really have matricia for male, because we do have Patricia. Women actually bears Patricia, as the feminine, so-called the feminine aspect of Patrick. So then we don't have men bearing things like matricia to be the masculine aspect of matrix, really, because these things are jokes. Why did I start this video like this? Because what this whole thing is all about is just a bunch of jokes, in the sense that both male and female are responsible for the nutrition or the nourishing aspect of the people of this planet, both male and female, not just female alone. And that includes male and female are both responsible for the nourishment of the people of this planet and for the destruction, or what you call the malnourishment, of the people of this planet. So that's a deliberate start to this video, because there's some things we really want to speak about when it really comes into the patriarchal system and the matriarchal system. The point is, if this world is going to be good, it all boils down to both men and women, both women and men, really. I know there's many stories we can't really get into, because it's a long story, but I'm just saying this because of how the system is run. People speak so much about how nasty patriarchal system is and all that, but they fail to realize that there are a lot of women that are actually behind this messed up patriarchal system as well. Yes, there are a lot of women. Like in Yoruba, we have what we call the abiyamo. Abiyamo in Yoruba is like when you're speaking about motherhood, and that has always been pertaining to women 99% of the time, but on some occasions you do have sometimes when a male is being called abiyamo, but it's very rare to call a male or a father abiyamo. There's things that have to do with the sentimental nourishment of a nation coming from a male, aka patriarchal system. So why we saying all these things is that patriarchal system is not the problem. It is the people that are upholding it. Yeah, I could say I'm a patriarch, but I come from the essence or the line or the bloodline of Mayat. That's the difference. So people see me being very astute and stubborn. Yes, I am. Because we have to uphold the law, so, and which law? That's the law of Mayat. We have to try our best to uphold the law of Mayat, because if we don't do it, this thing just gonna, the whole world is just gonna fall into, it's been falling into decay for the longest time, so we have to take a stance and start being very stubborn for the right reasons, because a lot of people don't even know what stubborn is. So majority of what people speak about today pertaining to languages is what they learn in their primary school, in the secondary school, in kindergartens. They learn all these things from there. So when you're trying to show them the true meaning of this word, it becomes very hard for them to be able to comprehend, because they've been in this fake stuff for the longest time. So it's just hard. That same secondary school so-called higher institutions and all that, going to the professorhood, master degree, first degree, second degree, all these degrees. You know what I mean? So when you're trying to show them simple reality of life, is a challenge. So why am I saying this about the patriarchal system? We're speaking about patriarchal system. Patriarchy is not the problem. You know, it's like when you don't apply Mayat, if Mayat is not part of it, that's what the problem is. In Yoruba, we say, ẹni tí ò bá fi tàwọn ẹ̀yà mi ṣe, ìyẹn wọn a máa ní kókó, ọkàn wọn a máa rọ bẹ̀tẹ̀bẹ̀tẹ̀. We're not speaking about the fake Yami. I don't speak about them ones, you know. All this fake, and we're dealing with Mayat, goddess Mayat, aka Iyemetu tradition, you know, the Omidan Olodumare. That's what we're speaking about here. So patriarchal system is not the problem. It's just like if Omidan Olodumare is not the living force or the living essence behind it, obviously it's going to be a problem. You know, that's the same thing with consciousness and all that. You know, people ain't conscious, man. You know, there's so many things we want to speak about, but we don't want to talk about it because we don't want to be like stepping on people's toes and all that. But it will come a time we have to be talking about real stuff. You know, like stepping on people's toes and all that. People step on my toes every day. You know what I mean? So what we're saying is that it will come to a time that we have to speak the truth. You know, my grandmother always say, "Èmi ò máa ké kàkàkà kọ́lọ́rọ̀ ò gbọ́, tọ́lọ́rọ̀ ò bá gbọ́, tọ́lọ́rọ̀ ò bá gbọ́ ńkọ́ kí lọ́lọ́rọ̀ ò ṣe." My grandmother, that's just a fairy type of personality. So when she has to be, so truth has to be spoken. You know, so consciousness, all this kind of nonsense. You know, it was the same consciousness and all these so-called conscious people that lured my seeds away from me. So go sit down somewhere with all your nonsense consciousness. Every time I see rainbow in the sky, that's the consciousness. I ain't seen no human being. Most of what you learn about consciousness come from what you learn in your so-called psychology schools and all that. Outside that, you can't tell me anything about consciousness, because for you to be conscious, you have to be dealing with the Shurisha. You know, the ancient one. If you're not dealing with Shurisha, you ain't conscious. You know, this is not, it's bigger than your intellectual debates. I ain't got time for your debate. You know, so we're speaking about patriarchal system here. There's nothing wrong with patriarchal system. Both men and women are supporting the fake patriarchal system, just like both men and women supported the fake matriarchal system. Anything that is not based on Maya will be destroyed. That's it. So this system, this so-called, the system is not the problem. It's the people. Majority of people that run the system, they came from the womb of a woman, from the mixing of the sperm and the eggs together. The womb still has to be used to do it. So all this conscious movement, only few people are conscious, and those are the ancestors. You know, we're trying to be conscious. That's what we're trying to be doing. Enough of all these lies. You know how painful to be throwing lies all up in your face all the time when the children are crying out for help? You don't know that because you don't care about life. You know, if you care about life, you will hear the children calling. They call out every day. They are in pain. The children are in pain. But what does the so-called elders do? They keep quiet and make children go through nonsense. Just because you're an elder and you went through nonsense doesn't mean the children have to go through it. That does not make you an elder. An elder learn from experience and make sure that the children don't go through the same nonsense they go through. So we're speaking about patriarchal system. There's a real patriarchal system, and there's a fake one, just like we have the fake matrix and the real matrix. We've already done a video on matrix, just like we have the fake grid and the real grid. So what we're saying is that people need to humble themselves. You know, when we speak some certain way, there's a reason why we speak some certain way. You know, people want you to speak some certain so that they can control you. You know, so it depends on what's really happening, the type of energy that needs to put it behind it. You know, nobody's your savior here. I'm just a man. I'm trying to be the best man I can ever be. you know, so that the Most High can find me worthy. That's all. So don't come around with your nonsense around me, you know. So let's keep it real. The real women keep it real with the real men, and the fake women and the fake men go sit down somewhere, you know. So that being said, patriarchy, true patriarchal system under Matriarchy is beautiful, and true matriarchal system under Matriarchy is just beautiful. It's just unbelievably beautiful. So that's what we're saying. So ancestral love to all the children out there that's going through pain. May Most High console you, make you find your path in life, you know. Ancestral love to those young people that are crying out for help on a daily. May the Most High make you find your path in life so that you can move on and find the real peace that you've been yearning for, you were born with, you know. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And ancestral love to those parents that's keeping it real with real children, that's raising children in the right way, you know. So that's how we're gonna do it from now on, you know. We ain't gonna be sending peace to people that don't deserve peace. You know, we say peace and love all the time, but a lot of people don't deserve peace. A lot of people just want to go to war. So why should I have to be saying peace and love to you for? What for? You know, Yoruba say, Okotaba somopelope somoni. Whatever you give to me is what I'm going to give to you back. That's just how it is, you know. So you have to love people enough to tell them the truth. So enough of that, I'm out. You know, all praise to the Most High. Aboru, Aboye. Aboye, Aboshishe, Ishumari.